Good afternoon, HPU family. Welcome to week 7 of Cooking Collaborative here in the Cafe Kitchen on High Point University's extraordinary campus. Today we're going to be talking about the taco salad from the Silver Line Diner. And here to talk about more what we're going to do today is Chef Brandon.
So we got a dish here that's multiple components. We're going to do the taco bowl. We have some carne asada beef, really nice flavors, great marinade. Seasoned black beans that are going to go in this as well, and then the queso dip that goes along with that too. So bear with us, we have quite a bit to go through, but we're going to make it fun and exciting. Once again, we appreciate all the recipes that are coming in. This was a request as well, so we're going to have several more of these before our summer session starts, and then we'll pick back up in the fall with some new and interesting ideas as well. But keep those ideas flowing. We'd love to hear from you. Here on campus right now, we're watching a lot of move out happen. So it's sad to see this semester come to a close, but we're getting excited. We're getting pumped up with a whole bunch of other fresh ideas going into the fall. So what we're going to start with now is go ahead and get the taco bowl knocked out. We decided to go more of a healthy route with this and bake this taco bowl.
So yeah, like Chef Brandon was saying, this is a really fun and easy way to get your tortilla bowl and your lovely salad. This is what makes a taco salad, beside all the fun ingredients that you get to put into it. So he's going to explain to you how to make your tortilla bowl at your home safely.
All right, so we're going to start with a little cookie sprays, pan spray. And get the inside of that bowl coated really well. And take the taco, the tortilla, get it down in there so you got the nice shape in there. And then we're going to take a piece of aluminum foil, get it all balled up, kind of fill in that gap in the middle so you really get that bowl shape going on. And then another bowl on top. Get the oven set up at 350 to 400, looking at about 10 to 12 minutes. So we already have the oven on, we got prepared today, so we're good to go. Go ahead and get this guy in the oven.
Okay, now, if you want, while that's cooking, you want to just go ahead and start getting your protein ready for your taco salad. Today we're going to use flank steak or a skirt steak, whatever you prefer, or you can use any kind of steak or protein that you want. We're going to use a flank steak. I'm going to get it marinated and we're going to talk about all that. So folks, what you want to do if you want to follow along on your recipe card, we're going to get a mixing bowl, simple whisk, get all your ingredients ready. We're just going to put them in the bowl and we're going to mix them together. We're going to start with our olive oil. These are already pre-measured out for us. Then we got our soy sauce. Great balance of flavors there. Got your acidity with your lime juice. Fresh garlic. Apple cider vinegar. Chopped up jalapenos. Salt. Sugar. And cumin. You got to get some fresh cilantro. Chef Brandon, if you don't mind, sir, will you chop me up some fresh cilantro for this?
For several dishes, so I'm going
Love
to
it.
grab a little pile here.
If you guys want to notice, this little cilantro bush started with the very first collaborative cooking kitchen that we did, and it's blossomed, just like our TV program here.
Yes, yes.
This has been one of the most fun things that Brandon and I can say that we've done. We have behind the scenes people with our marketing director, Brittany Wright. She can be a little difficult to work with sometimes. So if you want to get into this, you can come talk to me about it, because if you have somebody like her filming you, it can be difficult. I'm just kidding, she's been great. She's the one that keeps us straight, she keeps us going, she makes sure that we don't make mistakes. If we do, she does point them out to us, and then we start back all over again. But as you get your cilantro, your fresh ingredients to it, you're going to get pan, anything you want for your flank steak. We have a nice piece of flank steak here. We trimmed off a little bit of the fat. We're going to go ahead and pour this on there. Once we get it on there, we're going to flip it over and make sure that we get both sides. Sorry about making the noise right there. I'm going to set this back here. Then once you get it in there, if you have any gloves, you put some gloves on. You want to work that marinade into it a little bit. Make sure that you get everything pressed in there. This is going to be awesome marinade. It's going to soak it all up. It's going to be fresh, clean, plenty of layers of flavor in there. And then what you can do is you can wrap it up, sit it in your refrigerator, let it marinate for 1 to 4 hours. and then, or whenever, if you want to let it sit overnight and chill, that's fine as well. But then we're going to wrap this up, get it in the refrigerator, and then we're going to move on to our next recipe.
So now we're on to our queso. Super simple recipe. Utilizing ingredients you should have around the house, or fairly cheap from the grocery store. So we'll get started. I've got a small pot here. I've got it on low. You don't want that milk to scorch or curdle on you, so you gotta be careful. So we're gonna add our milk to this. It's about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of milk. And we're gonna let that come up, heat just ever so slightly, and then we will start feeding our cheese into it. So I'm gonna, the cheese we cut down into small chunks here. So we're gonna let this guy come up, and like I said, keeping the heat on low, so that way we don't scorch it. Nobody likes burnt cheese unless it's
Nobody.
especially not cheese sauce.
Like Chef Brandon said, he cut it up into cubes. It cooks more evenly through that, and then you don't have this just big, you're trying to melt one big chunk of cheese. It will end up scorching and sticking to the bottom, so this way it's easier for you to mix in evenly and cook through, so you have a really good consistency to your cheese sauce.
So we're gonna add a little bit of cumin to this guy, and then a little bit of onion powder as well. And we'll do just a splash of salt to start, and then we'll go back and taste before. So we're gonna let that guy start to come up and that cheese get all melty. And during that process, we'll get started with our black beans.
All right. Now that your cheese sauce is working, you want to still keep an eye on it. Chef Brandon's got it on a low temperature. You want to always stir it a little bit to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. You're going to go ahead and we're going to get our black beans ready for our salad. We have all the ingredients here measured out. Remember, one of the key things that you can do with your black beans when you get them in a can, put them in a strainer, rinse them, dry them, get all of that prepackaged brine that they're sitting in. We have that done already. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get all your ingredients together, and it's pretty simple. You're gonna put them in a pot. You'll cook them down a little bit. So we're gonna start with our vegetable broth.
And there's always an option to go to the crock pot method with this.
That's exactly right. You can always use a crock pot for it.
And if you wanted to go dry beans, you're about a third of the dry bean to a wet bean.
Yep.
Hydrate overnight. Just cover with about double the water, and they're good to go the next morning.
That's exactly right. Like Chef Brandon said, if you have a cup of dry beans, you want 2 cups of water to sit them in overnight and let them do. Another thing with the vegetable broth, you can find that in the same area where you get your chicken broth and your chicken stock. It's another layer of flavor that you can add to your beans. And so we're going to add our garlic, fresh garlic. We have our cumin, salt, lime juice. A lot of the same flavors, but in different ingredients, so they're gonna come out differently. A lot of layers of flavor in this taco salad, and we have some chili powder. Now, what you can do is Chef Brandon's making up. You got me a little fresh cilantro. If you want to go ahead and add that into my pot, thank you, sir. I love it, beautiful. Then what you're gonna do is once that starts, what I like to do is wait until it starts to come to a slight boil, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add your black beans. All these measurements are on your recipe card, folks. So then you're gonna take your spoon, you're just gonna mix them in, get everything mixed in good and thorough there. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna let that cook down on medium heat, low heat. You wanna keep stirring it too, because just like with the cheese sauce, they can't stick to the bottom. So you just wanna give it an occasional stir if you're not paying attention to it, like with your cheese sauce, because you got 2 things going on at once here. Or you can recruit some family members. Keep an eye on your cheese sauce, keep an eye on your beans. That way you're constantly stirring and nothing's gonna get stuck to the bottom and scorch. So for about 20 minutes, you wanna cook them down, occasionally stirring, and then your beans will be ready to go for your salad. All right, folks, so we're fast forwarding here. We've had our beef marinated for a couple of hours. You got your cheese sauce going, it's about ready, it's slowly stirring it. You got your beans working too. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take our flank steak that we marinated, we're gonna sear it off. We're gonna get a good caramelization, good crisp on both sides, good flavors. And then from there, once it rests and you get it to your preferred temperature, you can also grill it if you want. Then you can start putting your, we've got one more recipe to put together. Then you'll be able to enjoy your taco bowl. So I got my pan on here, about medium heat. I'm gonna add some oil to it. You don't need a bunch because it is sitting in some oil, but you wanna make sure that it's not sticking. We're gonna let that oil get heated up just a little bit before we lay this wonderful marinated flank steak in. It's got great flavor, fresh garlic, all the ingredients in here. The soy sauce, I can smell it, all the cilantro. It's gonna be a wonderful, good sear here. You need to shake a little bit of the excess off. Then we're gonna, what you wanna do when you lay something into a hot pan, you wanna lay it away from you. If you lay it towards you, the grease can splash on you. So as we lay this in here, we're gonna lay it away from us. Push it down a little bit to make sure that we're getting that good sear in there. Make sure there's no air underneath it, so we get the entire side nice and seared off. So remember, while that's searing, you can always continue to stir your cheese sauce like Chef Brandon's doing. Check your black beans. Make sure your tortilla bowls are nice and crispy. And then what you can start doing is, you can start getting any of the toppings that you want for your taco salad. There's so many out there. There's shredded cheese, there's black olives, fresh jalapenos, salsa, pico de gallo. Any of those things that you want to put on your salad, feel free to put on it. It's up to you. Diced red peppers, diced tomatoes, pickled onions, radishes, all these things that you can grow in your garden or that you see in a grocery store. It's your taco salad. Personalize it to what you want.
Don't forget about the hot sauce.
Gotta have hot sauce. There's nothing wrong with having queso, like liquid cheese plus more shredded cheese. Who doesn't like cheese? So we're getting a nice color here on our flank steak. I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes before I flip it over. I wanna get it nice and good color on that sear. The more color and more caramelization you get, the more flavors you're gonna get in it. All right, folks, this thing is good and seared on both sides. As you can see, we have some of the marinade still on top of it. We've got it to a good medium, in between 135 and 140. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it off the heat, let it rest, so all those juices that are moving inside, you don't wanna cut it right away. You wanna give it some time to get all those juices distributed back through the meat. So just set it to the side. You can even take it out of the pan, put it on an extra plate, and just let it sit and rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before you cut it. And then as I pull this off, Chef Brandon's gonna start getting the ingredients together for the avocado crema that we're gonna add to our salad.
All right, so we're moving on and getting our avocado crema put together. Once again, this is one of those toppings that can be intertwined. You can do a chipotle crema, even mixing in salsa with it. So make it yours. We reiterated this week after week. So more than that's really what we want to inspire with this is taking some of these ideas that we're promoting and making it your own. So pretty easy recipe. You're gonna take one whole avocado, you're gonna slice it down, peel the guy out. We got lucky the seed popped out instead of having to pull it. So then we're gonna take the avocado and scrape it out of the shell there.
Folks, you can always tell the ripeness of an avocado. If it's really, really firm on the outside, that means it's probably not ready yet. If it's too squishy, it's probably overripe. You want something kind of right in the medium. If you can push it and it can bounce back a little bit to you, you've got a good fresh avocado.
We're gonna throw a splash of cilantro in that bad boy too. We have our sour cream. Pour in there as well. Splash of lime juice. And a splash of salt. Just gotta put together.
I need to get one of those.
They do a good job.
They do a great job. I've seen you use yours a couple times.
Couple times. I had to steal it from my daughter. She gets upset when I take it because it's her smoothie maker.
Understood.
It's gonna be a little loud.
Well, you handled that well.
Handled it well. Didn't get out of control.
Not too much.
You never know.
That looks
So
great.
nice smooth avocado crema ready to go. We'll pop this guy in the fridge and then we'll get our taco bowl assembled.
Sounds good. All right, so now that we have all of our ingredients together, the beans are cooked down, cheese sauce is nice and melted, flank steak has been marinated, seared up and resting for 10-15 minutes. All the juices are still in here. Now we're gonna assemble. We're gonna take our shell. Got some of these wonderful black beans right here. put them in there. And like I said, folks, with anything, with this tortilla bowl, this salad, however you want, you can add shredded lettuce to this if you'd like. You can add rice to this. This taco bowl is on you and whatever you want to add to it. Chef Brandon's going to slice up some of the marinated and seared flank steak for me before we add anything else to this.
Yeah. So we're looking at the flank steak. We have, you see some lines in your beef. You generally want to cross cut against the lines. So we have lines running this way, so I'm going to slice this way. So we're going to do kind of in a bias here, so you can kind of see a little bit of the flavor.
It's wonderful.
Kind of the ring from the marinade, hopefully. Whoop, slide it on me. So yeah, we got some good color there.
Jeff, if you want to put some of those lovely pieces on there. Now folks, you can do this with any kind of protein you want. If you want to chop them up to bite-sized pieces, you can. It's all in how you want to do it. That looks great. Now we're going to add some of this fresh tomato salsa that we have, pico.
Let's go cheese sauce first.
Oh, yes sir, I almost
Cheese
forgot.
sauce.
Most important, the cheese sauce. What was I thinking? So, lovely cheese sauce right on top of it. Ah, looks amazing, good, cheesy, wheezy sauce. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now we're gonna add some of this fresh onion, tomato, pico de gallo, some fresh jalapenos in there, some cilantro. Then we're gonna add some more cheese to it right here.
Nice queso fresco, another one that's easy to pick up in the store.
Very easy. This wonderful avocado crema that Chef Brandon made. We're gonna put that right on top. We're gonna pull a couple pieces of fresh cilantro off of our lovely cilantro plant that's been growing through this whole filming. And then there you go, folks. You have your marinated flank steak taco salad with your flour bowl that you made at your house, cheese sauce, fresh tomatoes, jalapenos, and your avocado crema that you can have that you made at your house. We want you to enjoy this. Like I said, you can do anything you want with this, lettuce, all your ingredients that you want, any kind of protein that you want. And please don't forget, if you guys make this at home, please post your pictures. Can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys getting involved in this. It's been fun. We're gonna continue to do it. We look forward to seeing your posts on Facebook. And we thank you very much, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.